Hello Diablo gamers, Mad Skill here. We've got somewhat decent looking gear for our barbarian to finally start pit pushing, and we are using double swing Dust Devils build with leap and earthquake aspects. I've cleared pit tier 80 with this setup so far, and while it is not comparable to S tier bash builds, it is still a fun build to try out if you like the playstyle. Let's start with the gear review, and my main point to show here is that all of our gear is, well, somewhat good. We have a lot of mid-rolls and only level 8 MasterWorking, just to show that build can work without perfect gear and without a lot of investment. And of course, we are not using any uber uniques here. Okay, for helm, we are using Tusk Helm as a great option while running perma-berserking. My rolls are pretty bad here though. For chest armor, we are using Undying for the heal with some protecting stats. Gloves with accelerating aspect for higher attack speed, especially because this build runs high critical chance, although my critical chance is very low at about 41%, which sucks, but again to the point of being able to run this build with mid-tier gear. We use T-bolts in pants slot, because we are almost always unstoppable. Thanks to boots, my rolls are pretty bad here as well. Yen's blessing for boots to keep a shout of our choice up, almost always. Two-handed mace with fierce wind's power to shoot dust devils every time we shout and to boost their size and damage. Ramaladni's unique sword in one hand as main source of double swing damage. I still didn't manage to get 0.4% roll, by the way. Mace in second hand with Edgemaster aspect for higher damage while at max fury. Two-handed sword with earthquake power. This is our main damage boost when we stand in an earthquake, which we should be all the time while damaging. First ring with Windlasher aspect to create Dust Devils with every double swing cast. Second ring with Giant Strides aspect to keep our leap on low cooldown. And finally Amulet with Bulkathos aspect to create earthquakes with leap and get big damage reduction while standing in them. I went all resistance route here and still missing this roll on one of my rings. Hence some of the resistances are not capped right now, but we will close this soon enough. In the technique slot, we use two-handed axe expertise to increase damage to vulnerable enemies. Let's move on to the skill tree. I'm putting 3 points in pressure point, which might be surprising. I will make a separate video for this, but in short, Decimator Paragon node seems bugged if your only source of vulnerable application is from Gearifix. I will update the description of this video with the link once I record it. Next, max rank of Double Swing with Furious upgrade. Imposing Presence and Martial Vigor here. Rallying Cry with Tactical upgrade. I use this shout with Yen's Blessing boots to have unstoppable uptime as much as possible and increased resource generation. In the brawling section, we put 1 point in War Cry for extra damage boost on bosses. Shout's passive for extra protection. Max Leap with Power Leap upgrade. Just 1 point in Battle Fervor, since we keep berserking with Double Swing once it is up. Taking aggressive resistance and prolific fury here. In the weapon mastery section, we only take passive skills, Pit Fighter, counter-offensive and defensive stance. In the ultimate section, maxing Wrath of the Berserker. Wallop and Concussion passive skills here. Concussion is our main source of stun, so try to get it to level 10 for 100% stun chance with one-handed mace. And finally, Unconstrained passive for longer and more powerful berserking. Okay, now Paragon Board. On the starter board, we put Twister Glyph to increase Dust Devil damage. For the second board, we use Carnage without enabling it. We use Ambidextrous Glyph here to boost magic nodes and get extra damage with one-handed weapons. Third board is Warbringer with Ire Glyph for extra berserking damage and reduced damage from elites. Next board is Bonebreaker, but we only use Glyph Socket with Territorial here, and couple rare nodes. We connect the Blood Rage board from here and take only Legendary node. And the last board that we use is Decimator, with Undaunted Glyph for additional Fortify damage and damage reduction. Alright. This concludes our build review, and next is my Pit Tier 80 run. I know that many players well beyond Pit Level 100 already, but again, the gear we use here is very mediocre without min-maxing. Once I get to level 12 MasterWorking and some decently greater rolls, and maybe with some uber uniques, I believe I can beat past level 100 tiers. Or perhaps we will try Bash build in the next video. Thank you for watching.